For decades, her voice carried hope, faith, and strength through gospel music. But tonight, the story takes a heartbreaking turn. At 74 years old, Tramaine Hawkins' family has confirmed the news fans around the world were desperately hoping would never come. The rumors are no longer speculation. The silence now has meaning. And what's been revealed behind the scenes has left the gospel community shaken. So what exactly is happening to this legendary singer? And why is this moment so painful for everyone who grew up on her music? Tramaine Hawkins has been a powerhouse in gospel music for decades. Her voice, her energy, and her spirit have inspired millions, and she has left a legacy that few can match. But today, that legacy is being overshadowed by heartbreaking news that has the gospel community and her fans reeling. In this video, we're going to break down everything we know about Tramaine Hawkins' current situation, from the official family statements to what insiders are saying and the reactions from fellow gospel artists and fans alike. We'll cover every detail you need to understand the full story. We'll also explore the timeline leading up to this moment, the health and personal challenges she has faced, and how this revelation is impacting not just her family, but the entire gospel music world. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear picture of what's happening and why it matters so deeply. And what makes this story even more emotional is the fact that it's not just news. It's a wake-up call about life, legacy, and the fragility of even the strongest voices in gospel. Tramaine Hawkins isn't just a name in gospel music. She's a living legend. For over 5 decades, her powerful voice and soul-stirring performances have touched millions around the world. From her early days singing in church choirs to recording chart-topping gospel albums, Hawkins has been an unstoppable force of inspiration, earning awards, accolades, and the unwavering love of her fans. Her influence extends far beyond her music. She has mentored countless young gospel artists, sharing not just vocal technique, but the spiritual depth that makes gospel music resonate on a higher level. Fellow artists often speak of her as a spiritual guide, someone whose presence commands respect and whose testimony carries wisdom. Her music has been a soundtrack for weddings, baptisms, church revivals, and countless moments of faith, moments that many now look back on with nostalgia and gratitude. But like many legends, Hawkins' journey hasn't been without trials. Over the years, she has faced personal challenges and health concerns that she rarely spoke about publicly. Fans remember seeing her vibrant energy on stage, seemingly unstoppable. But behind the scenes, she quietly battled the normal struggles of aging, medical issues, and the emotional toll of a life spent in the spotlight. What makes this current news even more difficult to process is the contrast between her celebrated public image and the private challenges she's faced. For decades, the world has known her as larger than life, fearless, and full of life. But now, the family's heartbreaking confirmation reminds us all that even legends are human. And just when you think you've grasped the weight of this situation, the story deepens. Because the news isn't just about health, it's about something that touches her family, her legacy, and the entire gospel community in ways that are both profound and devastating. The moment that sent shockwaves through the gospel community came when Tramaine Hawkins' family stepped forward to confirm the news that fans had long feared. After days of speculation and whispers on social media, the family released a statement acknowledging the reality of her current condition. While the exact wording was measured and respectful, the emotional weight behind it was undeniable. According to the statement, Hawkins has been facing serious health challenges that have progressively affected her well-being. The family emphasized that while she remains loved and cared for, her condition has reached a point where fans and supporters needed to understand the gravity of the situation. For decades, Hawkins herself has been the one providing encouragement, hope, and spiritual guidance. But now the roles have shifted, and her family has become the voice conveying a difficult truth. Fans immediately reacted with a mix of sorrow and disbelief. Social media platforms flooded with tributes, prayers, and memories of how her music had touched countless lives. Many shared personal stories of how Hawkins' songs had helped them through heartbreak, loss, or spiritual struggles. From her iconic songs like Changed and Fall Down to her later inspirational works, her music has been a source of comfort for generations, and now fans felt an urgent need to show that love back. What made this confirmation even more heart-wrenching was the timing. At 74, Hawkins had continued performing and recording in recent years, giving the impression that she was as energetic and active as ever. For many supporters, the revelation felt like a sudden jolt, a reminder that time is relentless, and even the strongest voices eventually face vulnerability. Insiders close to Hawkins shared that the family had been weighing how much to reveal publicly, balancing respect for her privacy with the reality that fans deserved clarity. The statement carefully noted that while Hawkins' health is fragile, she is surrounded by love and attentive care. However, it stopped short of offering detailed medical specifics, leaving a tense sense of uncertainty about her exact condition. And just when the public thought they had absorbed the shock, another layer of the story emerged, one that not only involves her personal health, but also her family's emotional journey and the difficult decisions they've had to make behind the scenes. This next chapter reveals the human side of the legend, the struggles, sacrifices, and heartbreak that rarely make headlines but define the reality of her life today. Behind every iconic figure lies a family quietly carrying the weight of their personal struggles, and for Tramaine Hawkins, this couldn't be more true. While fans have only seen the vibrant performances, the standing ovations, and the inspirational messages, Hawkins's family has been living in the shadows of uncertainty, balancing love, responsibility, and heartbreak. According to sources close to the family, the past few years have been emotionally taxing. Managing Hawkins' health has required constant attention, doctor visits, medications, and around-the-clock care when needed. The family has had to make difficult decisions about her mobility, her daily routine, and how to preserve her energy without compromising the life she's worked so hard to build. These decisions aren't just medical, they're deeply personal. How do you care for a legend while respecting her independence and her dignity? That's a question the family has been asking every single day. The emotional toll has been heavy. Longtime fans may not realize that for families of public figures, personal grief is compounded by public scrutiny. Every update, every social media post, and every rumor carries pressure. The family has faced the delicate challenge of sharing enough information to honor fans' love and curiosity while keeping Hawkins's private moments sacred. Balancing transparency with privacy has been an ongoing struggle, and it's one that can leave even the strongest relatives feeling overwhelmed. At the same time, the family has had to navigate questions about her legacy. Tramaine Hawkins isn't just a singer, she's a cultural icon whose influence spans generations. They've had to consider how to maintain her reputation and continue celebrating her music while grappling with the very real vulnerability she now faces. Every decision, from interviews to public appearances, is measured against the impact on her legacy. Fans have expressed their love in touching ways, sharing prayers, donations, and personal stories, but this also highlights the delicate reality for the family. While Hawkins has spent decades giving hope to others, now it is her family and loved ones who are in the position of giving care, encouragement, and comfort. It's a reversal that can be both beautiful and heartbreakingly difficult. And yet, amid the sorrow and struggle, there are moments of hope and resilience. Hawkins's family has reportedly drawn strength from her own teachings, the faith she has instilled in them, and the outpouring of love from fans worldwide. Even in the face of uncertainty, they continue to celebrate her life, her voice, and the impact she has made. And it's this resilience that keeps the story from being only one of heartbreak. But even as the family holds together, there is a looming question that has fans and insiders alike worried. what does the future hold for Tramaine Hawkins, both in terms of her health and the continuation of her musical legacy? The answer remains uncertain, and it's this suspense that has left the gospel community anxiously watching and praying. When the news about Tramaine Hawkins' condition became public, the response was immediate and overwhelming. Social media exploded with fans expressing shock, sorrow, and heartfelt prayers. Platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook were flooded with posts tagged with her name, sharing stories of how her music had shaped lives, offered comfort, and strengthened faith. It became clear that Hawkins' influence extends far beyond the stage. Her voice had become part of the spiritual fabric of millions. Fans shared deeply personal anecdotes. Some described hearing her songs during the hardest moments of their lives, coping with loss, battling illness, or finding courage in despair.